Fascinating stuff, right? With Colchis. Good, nice. I love to hear the working. Doing the research, putting in the work. Nice job. Good job, Cruz.
Thank,
Here. Whoops, I
thank you,
forgot my outer shirt. Okay. Oh, all right. Fantastic. Get my outer shirt on. All right, here we go, people. Although there's Greek on my t-shirt, so I thought that was cool. Anywho, let's Maddalena, how you doing?
I'm here.
You're here. How does it feel to be
I'm here.
reaching the final stages of the intensive course?
Um, it's still pretty intense. But it's exciting. Yeah.
I got your schedule, and I'm not going to show it to people, but I'm going to comment about how much, just adding up how much time you're spending on the text and memorization and everything like that, plus all of your work outside. I'm going to tell everybody,
Yeah.
she's doing this on top of all of her familial duties, which is
hmm
another job that you're having at the same time.
Yeah. Today it was really rough, really hard to make that time today. So, but I still did.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
still did make time. Now, what's funny is I was walking this morning in the grocery store getting groceries, and one of the guys was complaining about his 2 year old, you know what I mean? And I was laughing because everybody knows that when you have a 2 year old, you never sleep, and it's just one, you're just trying to keep them from killing themselves, basically.
hmm
And they're crazy. And I thought, four of them, that's a lot
hmm
of work. People don't appreciate how much blood and sweat and tears goes into raising four children. So,
Yeah. And I'm
congrats.
babysitting too. So now I
And
have
you're
three. I have
babysitting.
three three like 2-year-olds pretty much, and a four year
Oh,
old
that
and a 6-year-old. So yeah, it's
Wow.
insane over here.
I don't know how. I don't know how. What you do though is you give everybody nobody has an excuse now, right? I don't want to hear,
Yeah.
oh, well, I'm busy. No, it's been done. So wow, okay. What I want to do is I want to do a little bit of vocabulary work to start with.
Okay.
I need to share this again. All right, boom, boom, boom. There we go. Fantastic. Let's just work through some words together to kind of warm up. Let's just,
Okay.
go for it. I'll let you do it. Can you move this? Yeah, there we go.
Hamartano. Hamartano. Hamartan. Esomai. Himarton. Him. Himar. Hima. Himartika. Himartik. Timai. Himart. Himartething.
Yeah,
Himartething.
nice. Nice. That's a beautiful verb that we looked at the opposite, right? So this is miss,
Sin.
right?
Just
Yeah.
kidding.
Sin.
Oh,
Yeah, here's your sin. Here's your sin. And look, underneath it, I hate that they tuck the next word away, but they indent it so much. But look at it. Hamartia, then.
Hamartia.
Hamartias
Yeah.
is an error. It's something falling short, a missing the mark. So their error is not like the transgression of commandments. It's not, like that. Their error is not having shot a bullseye.
Mm.
You didn't shoot a bullseye, right? Hamartia. So think
Okay.
about that next time you're reading the Bible, right? And I swear to you, the more that you read the Greek, the more that you're going to see. That fool was telling me the truth here. You know what I mean? You're going to see this word. Anyway, keep going. What is barus?
Barus, baria, baru, heavy.
Heavy. And notice it's got different endings on it. Us, ea, u endings.
Hmm.
It's an adjective and it's of a new kind that we're
Yeah.
going to look at. So, okay, cool.
Dokeo, dokso, edoksa, dedogmai, edochstain, to seem or think.
Yeah. To seem or think. It appears to me, right?
Mm.
It appears to me that something is happening. Here's another thinking. Have you noticed how many thinkers we've got?
Yeah, like three so
Yeah,
far.
so far. And that's just,
Okay.
that's just our like main vocabulary. Why is it not working? Oh, it's it. My internet is screwy. I thought it was, you know what? We've been having problems since last night. I think their fiber optics is messing up somehow. So let me know if it does anything goofy. It could be the TLG site too. Could be the TLG site too. Boom. Okay. Forget about it.
Okay.
Dokeo. Think of it this way.
Okay.
It seems it's like it's bombarding you with the impression. That's why you're thinking.
Hmm.
Okay,
Okay.
anyway. Dunamai.
Dunamai, dunesomai, dedun, edunamai, edunathan, to be able,
Hmm.
dunamis, dunameo,
Hmm.
strength and power.
Yeah. Yeah. Dynamite.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. It's just from that dune
Mm-hmm.
root, you're going to get all these verbs all these ideas I have the capacity. I've got the capacity to do something. Duo is two.
Duo, du, deuteros,
Now,
deutera, dea,
not like a Brit.
deu,
I don't want you to finish with a British
okay,
accent on this.
deuteros,
Deuteros. Deuteros.
deuteros, okay,
Yeah, the Brits will say
deuteros.
deuteros.
Oh
Deuteros.
yeah. Oh yeah. I wonder why. Deutero. I say it again.
Because they got no respect for the digamma. Deutera.
Deutera. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Deu. Deutera. Deutera. De. Deuteron. Okay.
Make the
Second.
upsilon when you're looking at it. Like, look at the third principle. I mean, the third principle part. The third word, deuteron. It's neuter.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine that the upsilon is a W, and you're saying
Deu.
deuteron.
Deutera. Okay.
Yeah, good. Then there's Amy to go or come, and
Amy.
you said, "Wait a minute." I thought Amy was to be. It is
And
to
the
be, but
accents are different.
yes, you got it. Okay, keep going.
Yeah. Ace Mia. Uh, is it Haze? Oh, Haze
Yes.
Mia
It's
in.
got a rough breathing
Uh,
on the hen. The hen's got a rough breathing
yeah,
hen.
my eyes are bad. Yeah,
It's tiny,
one.
isn't it? It's ridiculous.
Um, allow, allow, no, allow, no, allow, allow, elasa, ele, elelaka, elelamai, elathane, to drive
Yeah,
or march.
yeah, yeah. Pretty straightforward,
Yeah.
Alana. Good.
Epistemai, epistesomai, epistethane, to know.
Yeah. Epistema.
Episteme, yeah. Mm-hmm. Epist episteme, episteme, Ep epistemes, knowledge.
Yeah, let me try one more time to bring that up because I want you to see.
Yeah.
Episteme. Uh,
Episteme.
I'm gonna try to get it live like this and see if oh crappage. Boom. Episteme. Because what is knowledge? Again, all this knowing and stuff, right? People say, in Inuit or whatever, there's like 7 words for snow or whatever, right? Well, you got to learn what all those different 7 types are. The people are obviously putting an emphasis. Here's another knowledge word, episteme, acquaintance with a matter. Well, that doesn't. Hmm. An understanding it can be a skill. Right? What's your profession? Your professional skill.
Mm.
Right? Okay, generally knowledge. But then notice that they took scientific knowledge out of that. So what is your episteme? It's your
Scientific.
familiarity with some kind of skill.
Mm.
N- And that's knowledge, right? Okay. And notice that they put epistemi right next to it, right? Always. You're always looking at what that verb is doing. To
Yeah.
know how to do. Look, number one, it's number one definition to know how to do, right?
Mm.
Hence, to be capable of doing. And look, see infinitive, that's a cum, cum plus infinitive. Cum in Latin is with. So it
Mm.
takes an infinitive, all right?
Yeah.
I understand or know what? To do something can take an accusative. I know an object. That's right. Right? Okay. Notice number three, it
Mm.
says rarely. Whenever you see them, the Victorians using rarely, know that that's what they're telling you is this is misleading, right? So you think it can be applied to a person. Why is it so rare that it's not applied to a person, right? Gignosco. Am I knowing my wife? Not in this way, right? This is
Yeah.
about my skill level, the place that I have, come to learn something. Okay, now that's a pistamai. How about echo?
Is echo. Exo. Scheso.
Skeso, good.
Scheso. Es, eschon. Es, esche, escheka. Esche, my. To have, hold, be able, cling to, be next to.
Yeah, notice how many things it can be.
Hmm.
If you hold to these two, to have or
Yeah.
hold, right? To possess, sometime it's going to equal to be able to do something, but you'll tell
Hmm.
from the context it doesn't
Yeah.
feel right. The overwhelming majority of the time, it is to have or hold. And this thing is used in so many compounds.
Mm.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay. What is something that's heidus, heidea,
It
heidu?
was pleasant, glad. There's a lot of forms in the
What do we
beginning.
get in English from that?
Um,
What is sweet? Is hedonism sweet?
hedonism.
There you go. Malista, meaning
Malista,
most.
most.
Yeah. Notice it's an adverb, right? It's
Hmm.
used as an adverb. Good.
Yeah, megas, megale, mega, big, great, large.
Hmm.
Maydays, made, mia, made in, no one, nothing.
Good. And skip down to udes. Notice that.
Udays, yeah, also.
Good.
Udemia, uden,
Good, good, good,
no
good.
one, nothing. Um, orthos, orthe, orthon, straight, correct.
Yeah. Straight or
Oh,
correct or, it's the orthodoxy.
yeah, orthodokeo.
Exactly. There you
It's
go.
funny.
There you go.
Um, anyway, por, posos,
Hmm.
Pose, possum.
Hmm.
How much, many, how large? Tosutos, tosaute, tosuto,
Hmm.
tosuton.
Hmm.
So much, many, so large.
Yeah.
Horos, hore, horon.
No,
Uh,
Hosos,
oh,
Hosos.
sorry. Hosos, my bad. Jose, hosan. Got ahead of
Good,
myself. Um,
good.
as much or many as, or how much, how large. Poteros, potera, poteron. Which of two or poteron adverb introduces alternative question? Tajus, tajeia, uh, or is it tajeia? Uh,
Tachea. You got it the first time.
tajeia,
Tachea.
okay. Tahu, quick, swift.
What is it when you have a swift heartbeat?
Um, I don't know.
Tachycardia. Tachy. So they're getting that from
Mm,
tachus being swift.
yeah,
Neat.
nice. Mm. Uh, titares, tesares. Um, titar, tetartos, tetar, fourth, tres, tria, three, tritos, trite, triton, third, and
Yeah.
bear.
So in both of those examples for four and three,
Mm,
changing to fourth and third, notice they go from a two termination to a three termination, right? You
yeah,
get so okay, so that tetares, those four of whatever you have, that can be masculine and feminine. Same thing with the three, right? Three of something, it can be tres. If masculine and feminine, you don't need a different form. But when you switch to the third, the proportion, then you switch to a first and second declension ending.
yeah.
Tritos, trite,
Mm.
triton. Yeah, it's kind of different, but okay, there you go.
All right.
And who pair the prefix over greatly on
Oh,
behalf of
yes.
fantastic. Now, you did some exercises from Unit 16, correct?
Yeah, I did. Where did it? Did a couple of them. Okay, I did 13 through 18.
Okay, let's see. So we're starting on page 480. Okay, now I am going to sit back and I am going to, I want you to treat me like I totally have no idea what the hell's going on. So just explain everything to me like you're the TA now and I'm the student. Go ahead with 13.
Okay. Alrighty. Well, 13 is my weakest one, I think, because it was my first one. So, uh, so, Oya pebrachen autos. It's a question. Poya, which or what? Um, pip, pebrachen autos. What has he done?
Yeah,
Oh,
good.
um,
Good. They're beautifully translated. Beautifully translated. And there's a question there. Gorgeous. I
mhm.
get it. Thank you.
Hoegar an praxeitis toiutos estai ten gepsuchen. um, for whatever one might do, or might do, um, as, as such a man, or will such a man will be indeed at least, or sorry, indeed his soul. So I was confused about that, but
Yes. Yes. Something
I
like at
kind of
least
get
with,
it, but I don't.
yeah.
So
Yeah, he'll
awkward.
be this way at least with respect to the soul. Good. Fantastic. Oh, gorgeous. You did those gorgeous. I'm not going to stop you, but I am going to ask you about a construction in
Okay,
14. So give me
sure.
14.
Okay.
So, but before we get there, though, just notice the
Mhm.
connection Hoya with Toi Utos, right?
Yeah.
Right. However, whatever sort of things he does, this is the sort he's going to be with respect to his spirit.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Love it. Number 14.
Alrighty. Akuamen se polin tetain. Himitaron auton prodidon takai. Dora pola para Lacedaemonion autica lepsomenon. Uh, Ugar Hermas Lanthanes Carcapoion. Okay.
Okay. Let me just say before you do this, this is so okay. I don't, okay. It's an exercise. I just want you to point, I want to point out, remember, this is like a gym routine.
Okay.
So it's got a shitload, it's loaded with a shitload of twists and turns. So just take your time.
Alrighty. So a cool man say, we hear you. And then um I skipped over to Prodironta. So that's that's giving up, right? You're giving.
Good.
So I and then I went back to bullying te tain imitera. So giving up the city of ours. And kai dora pull up. Okay. And many gifts um of or for the Spartans immediately. Um they will take.
Good. Okay. Hang on a
Uh,
second.
I think I forgot
Um,
to finish the
do
last
the
the
Ugar,
sentence.
do the Ugar, do the Ugar Himas Lanthanes Kakapoyon.
Um, I think I forgot. I forgot to do the rest of it, but um, um,
It's that stupid verb Lanthano. You know what I mean?
Lanthan, Lanthanes. Oh,
So stretchy. To put your mind into the place of the Greek is stretchy. It takes a lot of stretching.
well, doing bad as for a
Doing
Himasan.
bad. Poyon kaka. Good.
Well, I got those, but I have to look up the verb because I forgot to do that half of the sentence, I guess.
You forgot in your mind, you put yourself in a
Mm,
state of lethe. You
yeah,
put yourself in lethe,
my bad. I did.
forgetfulness. Now look up Lanthano and see what it
Okay.
means. And don't forget
Lozano.
it. Don't forget it. Don't escape my notice. Are you doing it in the back, by the way?
Oh yeah, that's so funny. Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
do it in
Yeah,
the
I
okay,
was doing it in the back.
right. In that, by the way, that's
That's so
exercise.
funny.
That's
Yeah. I
exercise.
was yeah. Did I forget? Forget.
Just look it up.
That's great.
Look it up. Right.
I did escape the notice.
Right.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Okay.
Remember because the one of the principal parts switches to lathe, right? And
hmm,
you get the lethe. So yeah,
Yeah, I
forget.
knew it, but it's like him. Yeah,
Now you won't forget that it's
yeah,
connected to forget, and it means to escape the notice of. Notice they tell you it takes an accusative, right?
yeah.
And look at
Uh-huh.
that. Look at that. That third principal part, the aorist, elathon. That's where we get the lethe.
Yeah, the heirist. Yeah.
Lathet. Okay, go ahead.
Um, for they don't forget they won't forget for they may not forget the bad doing.
Yeah, you
Is
are
that
not
wrong?
escaping our notice doing bad
Mm,
things.
yeah.
Yeah. Ugar hemas lanthanes, you do not escape. Hemas, us.
Oh, escape.
Yeah.
Name us.
Poyon
Yeah.
kaka, right?
Mm,
Doing bad things. It's right up there. They're not going to forget this. You're not escaping their notice. Okay, let's go back and do the first sentence. Now I'm going to ask you,
mhm,
because I'm an idiot, what kind of construction do we have here? Why do we have so, look, you you made an object. You used an accusative, several as objects here.
mhm.
A
Yeah.
cool man.
A cool man.
We here
We hear you.
can take an
Wait.
indirect
Oh.
statement. We hear that. And in that case, your accusative subject will be hidden somewhere in all those fucking accusatives. Say, pollen, te, tain, hemeteron, auton, prodidonta. Look, even prodidonta. The participle is an accusative.
Yeah.
So we hear
So.
that makes say your accusative subject. We hear that say. You remember what say is? Su, su,
Oh,
soy, say.
you.
Hmm. Good.
Right.
We hear that you, now what they've done is they've substituted a participle, right, instead of an infinitive.
Hey.
So
Oh.
how do we know? Go back to the page where we learned this. Go back to 16. Let's see. You need to find it before I do in order for me to be happy. Why are we switching? We're switching to a participle. Before, instead of just going back to show
This.
you, just just look at it and say, look, instead of we've got a participle here. We hear that you what? Prodidonta.
Protein. Yeah. Um. Oh. Oh.
Hmm.
Give up. Protein.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Betray maybe or something.
Betray. Yeah. Betray. Betray the city, right? Or
Right. Right. Hang on one second. I really
okay.
do want I
Sorry.
want you to see this.
Okay.
Keep you work on it. You keep translating it. No, but I don't
Um.
want you to find it. I want to go back to the
Oh, the supplementary.
no
No. Sorry, I might be on the wrong. Oh, that's the wrong
in,
unit. My bad.
indirect statement. I think it was the next unit. I think it was 15.
15. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh God.
Um,
I think it was 15. Um,
pronouns.
oh God, no, it wasn't because it's at the end of the chapter. There's possession with reflection. Oh God, reflexives. Do, do.
Oh, is that at the end of this one?
Go to
16?
the index in the back of the book if you're old like me and you have forgotten, which I shouldn't have forgotten which unit this is in, but look up indirect statement in the index. This is like page 830-ish. 830-ish.
Oh, here I found it. It's 465.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, if we'd have just let you run 465, you know what I mean? Seriously. How does this man make it? Okay. Finite for indirect statement. Right? Now look at the participle.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Participle plus subject accusative. Right? Oh,
Mm-hmm.
fantastic.
That. Oh, okay.
Look at example number 3 because I want you to see it. on page 468. Okay. Many verbs introduce a third type of indirect statement in which an indicative of the original statement is replaced by a participle of the same statement and the subject of the first finite verb, blah, 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 appears in the accusative case. There is no introductory conjunction. Okay, you don't need to tell us that. Look at the first example. Angele. So there's your aku woman, right? Angele.
Mhm.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Okay. Isn't that nice?
So
And they
it's
give you a
saying,
little example. Go
so
ahead.
so it's you here instead, or here. I don't know. Okay, I'm now.
We hear that
We
you,
here.
yeah,
Oh, like
idanta.
okay, I get it now. It's like okay. We hear that uh you're betraying
Good.
this city of ours.
Uh-huh. Good. The city of
Uh,
ours. Hmm. Now, what is that little outone doing there? God damn it. It's a genitive plural.
I don't know what that's connected to. Oh wait,
Yeah.
the Spartans, right?
Our
Maybe.
town, right? The Polentane Hemeteron is
Hmm.
going together, right? So Hemeteron auton. This is our very town that you're giving over. Kai, we hear what? We hear Leipsomenon that you're what?
Uh, that you're oh that they're taking many gifts
Yeah. Now,
immediately.
what about the Leipsomenon? Lambano,
Lipsum.
right? Look up in the
Yeah.
back the principal parts of Lambano. What are the principal parts? Read them too, because
Lama.
this can't be a present, right? It's Lambano. So is it an aorist? And if it is, how does the aorist change it? If you look at page 469,
Hmm.
right, and you look at the second example, they switch from a present doing to an aorist did.
It just says take. It's from
Yeah,
unit 11, I think.
yeah. Yeah, Lambano's take. You got it. You got it.
Oh,
Tell me
okay.
what the third principal part of Lambano is. Lambano, Lape, something.
Uh, Shoot, to look back on. No, no,
You're gonna get a very. It's okay. Let's
no. Okay.
translate it as a past,
All right.
right?
Oh, I did it as a future. Yeah. Okay. Um,
Oh
they
shit.
took
Oh shit.
what?
Okay, now we really need to go. Now race to the back. Go to Lambano. Go to Lambano. Beautiful job. You just fucked me. You just totally fucked me. Right? People,
My bad.
look what you did. God damn it. Oh
So
God.
funny.
Okay, you're gonna embarrass me in front of every voice in your head. Go to Lambano. This is
I
on page
can't find it. It's,
783.
okay.
783.
Oh, yeah, I was there. I was there. Okay.
Okay. Look at the aorist. Elabon.
Yeah.
That's not
Elevon.
this form of aorist, right? I was making up an aorist, right? What you did is you said, what tense is it? Look at this. Look at the second principal part.
Yeah.
Lapsomai.
Lipsum.
So
Yeah.
you're exactly right. You got it. Go back to the page where it is.
Uh,
Where's, oh my God, 486 it was with the partist. No, yeah, it was four something.
480.
Go
Oh,
back to the participles. Everybody do this with me. I want you to see it. Go back here. I'll put it on my
65.
485, was it?
465. 80, 80.
465.
Participle.
Four-
65.
It was indirect
60.
statement.
Oh, yeah,
468,
yeah.
I think
That's
it
it.
was.
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. So look, well,
Okay.
just to learn for the heiress there, right? right? Look what you do when you kick it into the aorist. Did this. You're going to kick it into a past tense, right? But now look at the
Yeah.
future, right? What happens? Wait, where's the page that was the. That's not what the. Oh,
Mm.
fuck me. Where's the page with the indirect statement? God damn it.
Oh, it's 65.
65. Boom, boom, there. Mhm. Boom. Okay. So now. Sorry, I was using my book and now I'm
Mm.
switched to this goddamn thing. Okay, so I want page, right? Participle plus subject accusative, page
Mm.
69. Okay, here we go. Here are the right set of examples. Look at the first example. That's your present, which we have in the first part, the doing. If you convert it to an aorist participle, poiesanta, you're going to get its tense switched into the past, right? And if you do it, look at the next example. He announces that Socrates will not do or make this thing, right?
Mm.
Okay. So which one are you doing? Which one are you using? You're using the first type, the angele poiesonta, not what's below it, angele, right? So you're not in secondary tense, you're in primary. And because of
Mm.
that, your participle, when it's in the aorist, I mean, when it's in the future, will switch to that plain straight up future. Will. Good. So having said that, now let's try. Let's. I'm not going to say anything more. You do the translation.
All right.
What
Give me a sec.
what page? This was page what?
480.
Do, do, do. God, I hate this. I hate this online text. Okay, and we were at numbers like 14.
14. Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Okay, now so look at how cool, man. It's in the present, right? Your
Mm-hmm.
first participle's present. Your second switches to the future. You're exactly right. Now you translate it.
Um, so we hear that that we hear that they will take, right?
No, we hear that you're giving
You're
over,
giving, yeah, giving over um this city of ours, and then
and we hear that you leip somenon.
oh, okay, I see. Because it's yeah, all right, it's still the same sentence. All right.
Good.
And we hear that they will take
No, that you
um
will
that
take
you will take. Okay. Um, mm,
Holadora.
yeah, many gifts to for the Spartans immediately
Yeah, from the Spartans,
from the
Paralakedemonion.
oh
Yeah,
yeah.
and and then that second sentence makes sense. Ugar for, right?
Hmm.
Lanthanes, you are not
For,
escaping
for
Hemas. You are not escaping our notice.
mm,
Boyon kaka, while you're doing bad
doing
things.
bad. Yeah.
Yeah, gorgeous. So look, everybody noticed you caught that future participle instead of the aorist that I just normally lambano lapes on my elabon. No, what? Oh God, fantastic! You one ups me. Go to
Oh
15 before you get too big of a head,
no. My, uh,
and
um.
and do the and tell me how you did on 15. First of all, did you get
Okay.
15? Do you understand
Yeah,
it?
I did. I did. Yeah, I think so.
Good, good.
So I did. Yeah, I did 15 through 18. I think. Yeah. Um, KTB, KTB is Salat Salatan hostas ton barbaron nos idome.
Oops, hang on
So,
1 second. While you hang on before you translate, hang on.
okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Um, uh, Kate Bayman. So we went down, um, into the sea, then Hidoman, or Idoman.
Hmm.
Um, so Hos, in order that Hidoman, that we may see the barbarian, the non-Greek ships, right?
Nope, the
No,
ships
ships.
almost. The ships of the who?
Oh, okay, the
Barbaron.
ships of the, yeah. Yeah, the Bardaban. Okay.
Yeah, you got it. Right.
Okay.
Ships of the barbarians. And you
Mm.
translated the Edom incorrectly. Notice that it's from Horao, right?
Yeah.
Horao meaning to see.
Hmm.
Good. And people are gonna that's gonna throw people. That usually throws people.
Yeah.
It didn't throw you, right? You got the aorist from kata bino. Right. Notice that and on the front there, notice that your
Yeah, the
augment,
cot.
notice that your augment is replacing your alpha. And
Yeah.
it's being stuck between your prefix, which is kata, and the verb, which is here pino. Oh God. Right? Good.
Yeah.
How about number 16?
Okay. Apenhoton oinon keklopsos hotidikein upot uh dosoi. So uh Epenhoton, the one, or he, or the one who um Ekeklopsos has stolen oinon, the wine,
Good.
hoti, that um uh uh uh, uh that he will uh sorry, never upots dosoi, pay back the gain justice. So they'll never repay just justice. That one's a little weird for me, but
Yeah, no, it's okay. You're almost there. You're almost there.
okay.
I'm very glad that you got the hoton oinon keklofos. So the ho keklofos. Ho
Yeah,
keklofos.
the
Right?
Keklavos.
You caught
He
that. You've got
stole.
that perfect
He stole.
participle there.
Yeah.
Right? Keklofos, the one having stolen. Where did you? What's the first? If I had to look up Keklofos, and I was sitting
Hmm.
here, I was like, what verb is that from? What's the first principal part of that verb?
Well, Keklo, um, the first, I can't remember the second.
You
Um,
you translated properly to steal, so it's just the
mhm.
first principal part of steal.
Clo, clo, oh, the beginning is repeated.
Yeah.
was always
Yes,
how
it
I
is. Good,
noticed
good.
it.
So cut off
So,
that beginning.
yeah, so it's
Huh?
Clofos or
Oh, that
yeah.
would be a good
I
guess. That would be a good guess.
I
The
know it's
research.
like klepto,
Oh
whatever.
God.
I
The
can't.
research.
My
The
brain's
reason
fried at
for
this point.
I have to
Yeah.
reassert, right? Once you make a good move in a sentence and you get a strike on me, which you just did, I'm gonna have to try to
You're gonna get me
I'm gonna
back
have to
out.
try to get you back somehow, right? No,
Oh,
I'm just
don't.
joking. What is the what is the for the voices listening? Because you translated it properly. You got it that it was the klepto verb, right? So I want people to see though,
Cyclops.
right, that this is klepto, klepso, eklepsa, keklofa is that perfect, right? Keklamai,
Cyclo.
klopfane.
Yeah.
Good. Or is it eclopane? I always forget if they drop the theta on that aorist. Anyway, apen. Good. You've got your verb of speaking,
Yeah.
right? The only problem is it's in the past. I want you to see
Mm.
this. Go to that same
Had.
page. What was it?
Wait.
480, 460, something? No, 4,
60. Uh,
yeah, and
the
get
same page we were.
yes, yes. Go to
Oh,
page 465.
for the
465.
okay. The indirect statement.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It's
Oh
460,
yeah.
466 if you want.
Oh,
466,
okay.
right? So,
Oh yeah, so there it is. He said. Okay, I
yeah.
see.
Uh-huh.
Oh, so
And what happens? Jump to
oh,
the
he said that he'll never
look at
pay
the
back
example on
those
page 466 that's at the bottom. Apen hoti
Apen.
Socrates, right? Apen hoti Socrates. What? Tuto
Mm.
poiesoi. Right? Poieo, poieso. There's your future optative. So how are you going to translate it here? You're going to translate it with the would. The would.
Oh,
Whenever you kick it back into that secondary,
would yeah.
right? Okay.
He
Uh,
would never, right?
there you go.
He would never pay back
Yeah, give justice, right?
or give back,
Pay the penalty,
give
maybe translate that.
penalty. Okay,
Yeah.
that makes more
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah, the dude who had stolen the wine said, "Look, dudes, I'm never gonna right pay the penalty." Right? Okay. Anyway, number 17. You did 17 too. O Andres
Yeah.
Athenaioi. Uh-oh, I see an et on, and as a student, I know that means it's some kind of conditional. So tell me what kind of conditional this is.
Um, so I thought that it was it on plus a subjunctive, but that was I don't know.
Et on plus a subjunctive. Well, let's see if it is. What is oxioseta?
Uh I thought it was a a second Axio said
Es-
that. Yeah, a second plural, right?
What's that third principal part of oxio?
Ex
Exiosa.
Exiosaria.
Uh-huh. So it's lacking the augment, so it changes it because with the subjunctive, we don't need the augment, right?
Mm,
So that's why it's an alpha on the front of it. But I want you to see that that's the
it
third
would
principal
be
part.
oh
So
okay.
go again to oxio.
Axio.
Go again to oxio. This is on page, so you can see what I'm talking
Mm.
about. Go to page 776 and look at the principal parts of oxio. It's right in the middle of the page. Oxio,
Oh,
oxioso, axiosa. So
Axiosa,
we
yeah.
do indeed have that aorist, right?
Oh.
So
Oh yeah, that is
it's
I
just
see.
an aorist subjunctive. So we have et
Mm.
on plus a subjunctive, followed by what?
Mm, an optative with u upos, right? Is that wrong? No, I'm looking at the
No,
wrong
upoth.
sentence.
No,
That's
upoth.
never.
That's just
Sorry, I
upote.
was
Yeah.
looking at the wrong sentence.
Yeah, yeah. That's okay. That's
Um,
okay.
no miusi. That's a
Naomi,
future.
Usi.
That's a future.
Okay, hang on.
Usi,
Hang on.
maybe.
Go to your LSJ. And I want here, I did look at it. No
Okay.
mezzo. No mi usi. Now, you said it's a future, right? A third
Yeah.
plural, future. Right?
Nice.
Okay. Look what it can also be, though. It can also be a participle.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay. Future active participle for for that dative. All right.
yeah.
Got
Hmm.
a dative in there. Oh God. Okay, so let's try it both ways and see what happens. Are you ready?
Okay. Um, ho, ho Andres Athenaio, Oi.
Good.
Ean Socrate Thanatu Axiosete Hoike Sophrones u- Upos Pos hu, Humas Nomiusi To Dikaion Poiesai.
Good.
Um,
Now, which conditional is this? Try it with your future. If it's an aeon plus a subjunctive followed by a future, which one is it?
uh, it would be a future more vivid, right?
Good.
Okay.
And that's a does will do, right? So, okay, try it
Does
as a does
so?
will do first. If you can't make it work out, I want you to save and reserve that this could be a participle. I just want you to do that.
Yeah.
I'm like
Okay.
you. I'm like you. I always gravitate towards the indicative. I want to go to the indicative right away. But
Yeah.
be careful. Okay, anyway, go ahead.
Okay. Oh, Athenian men. Um, if um if you should if you oh okay, hold on. If you do if you do judge as worthy, right? Is that
Yes.
okay? Socrates
Mhm.
as worthy um of
Good.
death.
Good.
Um
Oh,
then uh,
Athenian.
um indeed the prudent um
Yep.
will they
Good. No, keep going. You're doing it.
they will think, oh wait, they will never
Good.
think
Good.
um that
Now look, you said
There
that.
wasn't. I said
You
that,
well, you
but
put it
I
in
put
indirect
it.
discourse perfectly. I want you to notice you will never think that. Now we're looking for an
That.
accusative subject, maybe an infinitive or some
Um.
kind of right.
Yeah. That humus
Uh-huh. Good.
you to do a just thing.
Yeah, good that you do a
Pues,
just thing. Yeah. You could
okay.
change the just thing to
To
justice too
justice.
if you wanted to
Yeah.
be if you
To do
wanted to be
justice.
kind of like you don't like strut your stuff, right? But a
Okay.
just thing is the most literal. So good, good for you. Yeah, if you deem Socrates worthy of death, Athenian men, they will not believe that you are able, right? That you're ever, right? Doing the just deed. You're not capable, right? Oh God. Um, future more vivid. Will do plus an embedded indirect statement. Right?
Yeah.
They will not believe that you
Hmm.
do the the just thing.
It's
Good.
funny because I did not do the right conditional earlier, so I
Yes.
wrote down the wrong one. So I'm glad that we discussed that before.
Yes, that's exactly. Yeah, no, that's what the exercises are all about. Because you see how quickly it corrects itself once you get the right
Mhm.
conditional.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We've been going at this for an hour. Okay.
Mm.
I want you to stop now, take a 10-minute break, and when we come back, I want to read through 2 units.
Okay.
Now, we're going to have a test in between those 2 units. There's another test than the final test,
Yeah.
but I'm going to administer it to you differently. I want us to
Okay.
go over 16 and 17. No, 16 and 17. No, wait, was it 17 and 8? No, we're in
17 and 8.
17, right? So I want you to we're going to look through the material for 17 and 18 when we
Okay.
get back. So when we get back, I want 30 to 45 minutes of just looking at the grammar. What's the
Okay.
fucking grammar that they're screaming about us now? Let's look at it and do some
Text.
examples of it and play with that. So that's what I want you to be focused on for when we get back. And by
Okay.
the way, go tell everyone that you picked out the correct tense for the participle over me. Do you understand? I want you to never, no, because I want you to never forget that you did it by just following procedure. All you did was you were analyzing it, you were breaking it down and finding out which tense is this, right? It'll never fail you. I want you to, what I'm trying to say is, I want you to recognize not that you did something better than I did, but that you did something right because you followed a strict analysis, right? And
Yeah.
that's the theme of the intensive course. That's what those Bible students can't do, right? They can't stop and say, okay, I'm going to totally break this down. It's an indirect statement here within a conditional, the apodosis of a conditional sentence, right? So look what I did. I
Hmm.
was lazy and I just flipped to the aorist right away, right? No,
Yeah.
no, Amen. You get a spanking. So I've got to tell the people that you spanked me. Now, this is once. Don't ever think that it's going to fucking happen again. Okay?
Okay. All right.
Because now I
That's
know. Now I know. Don't be lazy, right? Every once in
that's
a
actually
while.
the second time. That's her second time she bested you.
Is it the second? God damn it, Cruz. What are you keeping a history of this? Ah,
He's always
yeah.
got my back.
A history of almond shame. No, I'm really proud. I'm really proud that you're doing this. Right? Do you see? Do you see? Your brain is
Trying
accepting the
my best.
programming. I love
Yeah.
it. Okay. Beautiful. Let's take 10 minutes. So it's let's just come back at half hour, at half
Okay.
past. I'll see you at
Cool.
half past.
See you. That's crazy.
All right. Let's talk about beating records. Let's get to the beating here.
All
Unit
right.
17. Oh, I just want you to follow along. I'm going to share it.
Uh,
Um,
okay.
we're going to start. The first thing we're going to learn is an adjective: megas, megale, mega,
You got
meaning big or great, right? And they just give you the forms. What are the forms of it? Look at the masculine. Megas becomes megalu, becomes megaloi, which those look more like first and those look more like second declensions, right? And then megan. What's happening? It looks like they're switching between types of
it.
conjugate of declensions. Yes, as a matter of fact, they
Oh,
are.
is it mixed?
And you need to, yes, you need to see how these declensional problems will iron themselves out, because you're going to see this megon, for example, you
Mhm.
know that's an accusative, right? It looks like an accusative, but it doesn't look like it's a standard. It's not going to be a problem. Look at the plurals: oi, on, ois, us, I, on, ice, us, a, on, ois, a. Those
Nice.
are regular. The feminines, look at those. They look all feminine. I've got no problem. So
Let
they're
me
really,
see.
that's why they only put a few forms in bold,
Hmm.
right? We've got to recognize that. This is what do you do? What did they tell us to do? Memorize this chart. That's all. And this is the type of megas, megale, mega. All right.
Okay.
Fantastic. Now we're going to do another odd adjective. Notice that I mentioned this adjective before. Hey, do something that's sweet, right? Or pleasant,
Yeah.
right?
Hmm.
And I said it's of this kind of adjective. Notice they don't even give you the name of a type. This is just the hey deuce, hey dea, hey do type, right? That's how you're going to memorize it. What are the forms? Look at the masculine: hey deuce, hey deos, hey day,
Yeah.
hey dune. Are you going to be able to figure out the pattern there? Well, kind of
Mm,
looks like a third declension in the genitive, doesn't it? In
yeah. A
dative,
little bit.
right? Look at polis. It looks a lot like polis in some ways, right? So it's not totally odd, but you just need to recognize this is there, because you're going to be looking up forms. You're going to see hey do, and you're going to be like, wait a minute, which gender is that? Oh, wait a minute, it's just a neuter nominative, right? Hey do, hedeos, hede, hey do.
Mm.
Look at the feminine. They've got the alpha dominant ending. That's fine. They look like first declension, right? So noun. So that's no problem. Look in the plural though. Hey deuce becomes hey dace in the plural. That may throw you a little bit.
Ace.
Looks a little
Damn.
bit. We're kind of in the third declension, right? Oh God, we've got. I don't know, sort of. Look at the um, note. What is it? Look at note number one. Note the upsilon in the masculine and neuter nominative, accusative, and vocative singular. They're basically pointing out to you where you're going to have oddities, right? That's all. Elsewhere in the masculine and neuter, the stem hede is used. The dative singular is the result of the contraction of heidei, right?
I like
Oh, okay. Okay. Fine. Fine. Otherwise, masculine and neuter, normal changes. Now, here's a new concept. So we got um, two adjectives to look at there. Now, give me some grammar. What do I want to do when I want to compare things and I'm using those adjectives, right?
Mhm.
Every adjective in your language should be able, they're not all able to, but should be able to have one of three degrees: the positive degree, the comparative, and the superlative. Clear, clearer, clearest, or they give you the example: beautiful, more beautiful, most beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
So that's no problem, right? Conceptually, that's no problem. How do you do it in Greek? Look at these endings.
All those endings. Yeah.
Yeah. Teros, tera, teron. Now, these are going to be regular, right?
Hmm.
These are going to follow first and second declension rules. No problem. Same as these, right? But then we do have some irregular ones.
Yeah. Number two.
Right, number two, and the comparative is going to be two termination instead of three. So
Mm.
its masculine and feminine are both going to look like eon, right? Whereas
Yep.
its superlative is a three termination, istos, iste, iston, and it looks totally normal. Okay, look for the adverb, the comparative adverb. Just look at it's never going to change its form. Malon means more, and mali stop means most. That's vocabulary. That's not conceptual grammar here. It's just vocabulary. Malon, more, mali stop, most. Okay, so of this type, the teros, tera, teron, right? For the comparative, tatos, tate, taton. For the
Hmm.
superlative, here are some examples.
Okay.
So you get the positive degree, dikaios, just. The comparative degree, dikaioteros, more just or rather just. I want you to realize that this comparative, you can either talk about it being more of something, or you can talk about it being, when we say in English, rather or somewhat, it's
Mm.
somewhat just. Right? Where are we talking about? Somewhat, that means a little bit. Rather means a little bit more. A little
Okay.
more just, right? So realize you can translate it either way. Superlative is that most, it's the highest degree. It's the highest
Hmm.
degree. Dikai
Okay.
otatos, the most just. Okay, now go down to delos, the next one. Clear, deloteros, more clear or clearer. Delotatos, clearest, most obvious, delotatos, most obvious.
Yep.
All right. Okay.
Hmm.
Axios, worthy, axioteros, more worthy, and axiotetos, most worthy. Wise, wiser, wisest. No problem. See? And yeah, they put here at the bottom, rather wise, just to give you an idea. Look, it's there. Okay.
Nice.
They're going to tell you here, but you read it. You can have some changes in vowels like mesos in the middle area
Hmm.
becomes mesaiteros, becomes mesaitatos. So palaios, ancient. Palaiteros, rather ancient, more ancient, right? Palaitatos, most
Most.
ancient. Look what happens to philos, beloved, philaiteros. See how we're gonna have to, they're gonna mess with the vowels. That's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Rather beloved or rather lovely, let's say.
Okay.
Philaitatos, the most lovely. But look, there is a form, philtatos. Right?
Feel tattoos. Yeah.
Yeah, so why not just have that for its superlative? Well, it appears sometimes as philtatos or as philaitatos. And to be honest, I think it appears much more. I've seen it way more as philtatos.
Mm.
So whatever, whatever. Um, third declension adjectives and ace s, right? And first declension adjectives, us, ea, u, add the suffixes directly to the stem. Just look what are they talking about? When you take the adjective amathes, uneducated, unlearned, its comparative becomes amathesteros, right?
Mm.
Amathesteros. So that's a little bit different.
Distance.
And
Okay.
amathestatos. How about saphes? Saphes, wise, becomes saphesteros, wiser, and saphestatos, most wise, wisest. Good. And barus, deep, becomes baruteros. Now look, what's happening? It's almost like we're adding stem to it, right? Because that sigma, why is the sigma jumping in there? It's coming between the epsilon and the tau. Couldn't we have just said amatheteros?
Mm.
Well, apparently there is something in the ace s ending that wants to retain that sigma. So, okay, fine. Just realize, is this going to bother you when you translate? No, you're just going to see amathesteros. And you're going to say,
Yeah.
oh, teros, that ending teros, it's
Hmm.
comparative. So more. Yeah, good.
Okay.
Some of the third declension adjectives, look, Aphron, being an idiot. Being rather an idiot, aphronesteros. That person is rather stupid. Aphronesteros, right? That person is the stupidest, aphronestatos. Okay, so we're getting extra constant. We're getting an extra constant there. I don't care. Eudaimon becomes eudaimonesteros. Right? And believe it or not, the more you're looking over terms like this, you're probably not realizing it, but you're learning why those accents do what they do. They want to be on the last three syllables. They cannot be otherwise. But okay, you can get double accents. You can get a word with two accents and all kinds of stuff. But you can see here, aphron becomes aphronesteros. We're wanting to keep the sound of our word within three syllables of its ending. I don't,
Yeah.
sometimes you see accents on words and you try to determine the rules for where it should be. And just because you're missing out the sound of it in your ear because you're a barbarian, you're not getting why it should be accented in that place. So
Yeah, the
again,
recessive.
yeah, exactly. Whenever you want to figure that out, right? Realize that there are rules of logic that apply in everything that you've been taught, but there's exceptions too. So,
Yeah.
yeah, okay. If we had the music in our ears, we'd probably hear it better. But here's the comparative in eon, right? With a superlative istos, iste, iston, which is totally regular. Just look at the examples at the bottom. Ice cross. How do you say rather shameful instead of just shameful? Ischeon. Well, what happens to the row? What happens to the row? Just like in Saturnus, the row can be dropped to Satanas, right? Why? If you were to read a grammarian like your Smythe on this, he's going to give you a reason why you get de-rotification. Right? Do you need to know that now? No, just realize that it happens in certain environments. It's always because, as Smythe will convince you, it's always because of its environment. You just have to see it's going to like certain letters and others it's not. So look at ekthros, that hostile. Who is that hostile person? They're ekthros. How do you say they're rather hostile? Ektheon. And how do you say they're most hostile? Ekthistos. Ekthistos. You like that? Okay. By the way, look at the ektheon with its accent over the iota. Why?
Yeah.
It wants to be back over that epsilon, but it can't be because that goddamn omega on the end is dragging. It drags the note of the song. So I can't, again, because we're not actually pronouncing it properly. We're doing the barbarian thing. We're missing that out. But I do want you to notice that the row disappears.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. What seemed to chase it off?
The shame.
We've got the shame. The shame. Hey, that's good. Nice. Nice. Well, it's coming in the environment of an iota. That may have something to do with it. It may have something to do with it. Okay, I just want you to
The
note it
weight.
now. Yeah, just note it now. Okay. Here's another type of comparative heidion with the ending. So here it is. Here it is. Heidion, heidionos, heidioni, heidiona. Because remember, these are adjectives. So if you're going to want to compare something that's rather sweet, right? This thing is rather sweet, but the thing that you're comparing is in the genitive or dative. You're going to have to know which cases of this are. Heidion, heidionos, heidione, heidiona. You've already memorized that paradigm. Heidiones, heidionon, heidiosi, heidionas. You good with those? Okay. Then here's malon and malista, more and most. We'll look at those when when we look at examples. Notice the positive degree of philos, right? The lovely,
More
right? The
love,
beloved.
most
Yeah.
beloved. Yeah.
Malon philos, more beloved.
Mhm.
Malista philos, most beloved. See, you don't have to change anything. Just add your adverbs malon and malista, and you're
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, we
You're
saw that in one of the exercises. Like,
oh,
no.
did we? Fantastic.
Well,
Good.
yeah, they had to figure it out. So what the heck?
Good. 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 Now, when we're talking about comparison, how does that actually work in a sentence? Just look. There's several ways of doing it. The first one they give you is using the conjunction a. A. Just concentrate on the A and look at the example. Socrates, Socrates, there's nominative, no problem. Esti, there's your verb to be, is. Socrates is sophoteros, right? Wiser. He's more wise. Than. More
Oh,
wise
nice.
than
That's cool.
Aristophanes. Now, why is Aristophanes in the nominative? Just like Socrates, it's in the nominative. Why? Because it is the subject of its own clause. Its own clause is Aristophanes is, right? It's the subject of the verb. Socrates is wiser than Aristophanes is. See how that's in its own sentence with a verb to be?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so just realize when you're using the conjunctions with the imperative, a with the comparative,
Okay.
um, you're going to watch what um, what the thing that's being compared is doing in its own clause. Here, it's just in the nominative. Nomizomen, we believe, right? That Socrate, there's your accusative subject and your infinitive ani. We believe that Socrates is sophoteron. Sophoteron is in the accusative because Socrates is in the accusative. We believe that Socrates is wiser, then you get your A, your conjunction, than Aristophanes. Sorry, it's in the accusative. Aristophane, right?
Yeah.
Now, why is it in the accusative? Because it has an
Oh,
invisible ani sitting
yeah.
there. We think that Socrates is wiser than Aristophanes is.
Okay.
Right? Okay, good. That's what they do. They give you the paragraph for that, right? Okay. Bum, bum, bum. Let's see. Number 2. Alternatively, the person or thing being compared can stand in the genitive. This is the genitive of comparison. Why do they call it that? Because they're just making it up, right? Right? You can have a genitive to give you a comparative. Socrates is wiser, right? Sophoteros, wiser. Aristophanes, that's a genitive, than Aristophanes. Doesn't look like a genitive, it is a genitive. Socrates is wiser than Aristophanes. Nomizomen, we believe, Socrate, we believe that Socrates, ani is sophoteron, wiser than the genitive Aristophanes, than Aristophanes. Okay, see how that works? Dative,
Yeah.
the genitive of comparison.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's learn another dative. We can have something called a dative of the degree of difference. Just look at the example. Socrates estin is sophoteros, wiser, and then we just got a dative sitting there. Poloi. Okay. He's wiser what? In the degree much. He is much wiser than Aristophanes. He is much wiser than Aristophanes is. They say by much. I like the much wiser better, but whatever. If it helps you to think by much with poloi, good. You can do the same thing with an accusative, polu, right? Much, much. Socrates is wiser. What? Then we just got this accusative thing sitting there. Well, it's technically an adverb. You mean you can take adjectives and you can make adverbs out of them with their accusative forms? Yes. Yes. Right? Muchly. Polu just means muchly. Socrates is wiser muchly than Aristophanes. Okay. All right. And finally, there's another expression that we can use. We can use a hos or a hoti in a way that you haven't seen, right? If you look up hos, I'll do it in a second for you, but
Mm.
let's just get the example down.
Fox.
All right. Sorry.
Mm.
Oh, God. That's getting old, but because of the new plugs, this thing never gets plugged in. Anyway, let's go back to the superlative with hos and just read that example
Mm.
in the under 7. Socrates aner. Socrates, right? A
Mm.
dude aner hos or hoti sophotatos. As wise as possible, they tell you in the block, not block, in the bold, right?
Mhm.
They as wise as possible. Hos sophotatos. You see this way more with hos than you do hoti. Hos
Yeah.
sophotatos, as wise as possible. What did he do? Edidaskin. He taught tus neanias, the young guys. Socrates, a man as wise as possible. Aner hos sophotatos. That's all you need to know. Hos
Okay.
sophotatos, right?
Mhm.
Okay. Other constructions with yeah, just look at the example they give. Socrates, hos sophotatos, makroi, right? The wisest makroi by far.
Mm.
The wisest by far. Now we're going to have a genitive of comparison. The wisest by far of the Greeks. See how it's
Yeah.
a genitive? So it kind of works in English, right? What did he do? He taught the young men. Look at the bottom one. Socrates, hopolus sophotatos ton Athenaion, the very much wisest of Athenians. Right? Again, genitive of comparison. Right? Right? He's within a group. You can almost say this is a genitive of separation because he is in one category that is distinct from the rest of the Athenians, right? So grammarians, all they're doing when they label something is try to get you to understand how it's being used. Good. Fantastic.
Mm.
Finally,
Cool.
the verb to be, Amy, instead of a me. Here are its forms. It means to go, right? I don't there's nothing magical about this. Amy, AC, even ite, iasi. You'll notice
Yes.
the plurals are very different from the singulars, which look a lot more like Amy, the verb to be. Amy,
Mhm.
esti. Right?
Yeah.
Good. Good. And oh God, you're not going to remember this subjunctive. You're going to see eo and you're going to be like, what? Right?
I was thinking that earlier when I was writing it down.
Yeah. Yeah. Excuse me. Allergies today. Okay, let's go. I believe that's it after they give you the participial forms of it, eon, going or coming. Fantastic. Ah,
Nice.
shit, they gave you some numerals. I forgot.
1, 2, 3.
Numerals. Look, they're just piling on, people. They're just piling on. You understand numerals pretty good, right?
Yep.
Adjectives, that's all.
Yeah.
1, 2, and 3. When you want to use it as an adjective, here its forms, right? You're only going to have singular, right? Haste, mia, hin. They all mean one as an adjective. One person. Haste, aner.
Yes.
Right? One
Yeah.
dude. All right. So haste, hinos, hini, hina. Mia, mias, miai, mian. That looks pretty standard. They all look pretty standard. Hin, hinos, hini, hin.
Mm.
Haste, mia, hin. Look at two, duo. Genitive, duoin. Dative, duoin. Uh-oh. Right away you notice something's different. Duoin, duoin, duo. Okay. Do you need to memorize this? Absolutely not. Because you're going to see duo in the future and you're going to remember it's two.
Yeah.
And it's got funny forms, right? Same thing
Hmm.
with tres. Look at tres, trion, trisi, tres. Ah, that's pretty good. I can take it. Tria, trion, trisi, tria. You'll figure that out when you see it. As
Hmm.
long as you remember that hes mia hin is one, duo is two, and tres tria is three. What about four? Tetares and tetara. Tetares, tetaron. Tetras, tetarsi, excuse me. Tetaras. Oh, God. What do I recommend most with numerals? I recommend there's a good part of the appendix that has everything to do with numbers. And it's a
Oh.
nice summary. If sometime you get a chance to go look at it, it may help you kind of put everything into perspective, right? As a matter of
Mm.
fact, just go. Since this is the one time we're ever going to do numbers, let's just go to the appendix. First one there is the real winner. Okay.
Okay. Let's
Principal parts of
tomatoes.
8. Okay. Where are numerals? Numerals. Numerals. Hmm. Did you find them?
No, not yet. I don't think there would be.
Keep looking. Why do
Okay,
they?
well.
Where are those numerals? Oh God, did I
Mm.
forget? By the way, just go to 589 while you're at it.
Okay.
Numeral
And
649.
okay, so we'll go to 649 in a second. Thank you,
Thank you,
voice.
Pete.
Thank you. Look at
There, yeah.
589 first.
Okay.
And I want you to recognize that this is after the end of the book. We'll finish 19 and 20, but I
Mm-hmm.
want you to realize there is additional grammar,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Why didn't they just put this, right? You'd think that the intensive course would cover everything. It's impossible. You can tell in these last few chapters that we're covering, it's just a hodgepodge of stuff we're throwing in there, right?
Nice.
But
Okay.
there's more that you
Let's
will
do.
not have learned in the course. Just look at page 589. Look, they're just giving us weird nouns, right? Weird nouns. One at the bottom, there's boos, right? The
Boost.
word for cow,
Mm.
right? Nice, boos, right? Page 590, there's another noun, right? What is a trireme? Trieres, right? A trireme. Well, it's got a really weird looking declension. Look, we've got pages of nouns here that have weird declensions. On page 595, we get new verbs that are going to be common.
Mm.
Right? So do you see what's going on? You've been
Yeah.
you have basically covered all of the grammar. Now we're just filling in with things that you need to know about that are you're going to encounter, but there's no new types of words. There's no like totally crazy off the wall common expressions or anyway. Let's go to page 597. 597, you see your numerals?
97. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
nice.
got your cardinal and your ordinal right there. Your one and two and three
Oh, I
versus
see.
first, second, and third. Look at your first, second, and third. Look at your ordinals. Protos first, deuteros second, tritos third. You realize, just as I've been saying this and you're looking at the Greek, you realize you're practicing your Greek, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Read me that list of ordinal numbers. I want to hear them all.
Okay. Do. Protos. Do. Deuteros.
Deuteros.
Deuteros. Okay.
Good.
Tritos.
Hmm.
Tetaros. Tetartos,
Yep.
um, Tem Temptros,
Good.
Hextos, or Hectos, Hebdomos, uh, Ogdus,
Yeah. The eighth.
Dus, uh, eh,
Very famously in the Bible, the Ogdos. That's the eighth
Ogdos,
man.
Ogdos,
The eighth man. He's a prophetic dude. Anyway, um, yeah,
Enatos,
yeah.
Dec,
Enatos. Yeah.
Decatos,
Good.
Endecatos.
Yeah, isn't that nice? One
Yeah,
plus
that's nice.
10 is your 11th. Good. Two plus 10?
Dodecatos.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tritos, Kaidecatos.
Look at that. They're literally just
3
writing
and
out
10.
3 and 10, right? Okay.
Yeah.
You can stop there and go to the next page and look at the bottom of
Wow.
598 where you start with 1000,
Mm-hmm.
right? Helioi. That's your thousand. What is your thousandth? Your heliostos, right? Heliostos. Look at your 2000.
Where's that?
Oh, I'm sorry. Bottom of page 588. And
Yeah, I see.
yeah, helioi, your thousand.
Hmm.
2000, dis helioi. 3000, tris helioi. Then you get to murioi. Wait a minute. That's
Movie.
10,000? 10,000. Well, you're not seeing something here. If you read this list, you're going to think, okay, 10,000 is their number, a high number, then they go to 20,000, right? 100,000, you just keep adding them up. But what you're not seeing is when you actually read ancient Greek, murioi is just a number. It's like we say a bazillion or gazillion or something, a trillion, right? Some kind of
Mm-hmm.
number that's not reachable, but it's way out there. That's what's going on with the murioi. So you're going to think this is your 10,000, but it's not. I could have a myriad of angels, says Jesus, here right now if I wanted to. I could have a myriad of them. Does he
Mm.
actually mean 10,000? You'll see it
Yeah.
translated that. But that's not what he means. He means I could have a trillion angels here if I wanted to right now. It's a number that's way out there. Anyway, okay, what was the other page? Somebody said there's another page with the numbers. What page?
Oh, yeah, it was, I'd lost it now.
600 and something. Where's that voice in your head?
I was
Uh,
mistaken. It's just
six,
the declension of the first three numerals. My apologies.
No, that's okay. That's okay. But it's more. It's you got numerals there. Okay, so
Yeah.
that's all I'm going to teach you about numbers. Besides, you need to see one thing, Maddalena, and that is that each of the alphabet,
Mm.
um, each of the alphabet letters has a number, but they are there are additional letters that set off the numbers. Um,
Oh,
so I just want you to see it and note it real quick. Let's see it. Oh, this is a good one. Okay. Boom.
nice.
Here's a nice one. So alpha, beta, gamma, delta, epsilon. Ah, look at that, what they did. Are you kidding me? People, you suck big ones. Let's see if I can get a better one. No, I'm going to go with the proper. I want them to see the digamma, right? Mm, okay, let's see if I can get it in this one. Nope, that's not it. Let's see if it's this one. Here we go. That's not what I want. Oh, yeah, look at these.
Mhm.
Look at these. Look at the old reckoning for the 3,807 talents. Jesus Christ. You early Greeks are crazy, right? Okay, where's the. That's not it. Let me see. I swear I had a really good page for this. Let's see, maybe it's this one. That's not got the numbers, damn it. Anywho, when you get a chance, look up. You can find good charts online. I'm
Okay.
not right now. But you got to realize the digamma is in there: alpha, beta, gamma, delta, epsilon, digamma, zeta, eta, theta, right? So they put the Vav. You know what they're doing? Oh, God, that's a biblical group. God, I hate when they do that shit. Okay, where'd you go? Boom. Oh, boom. Okay, negative pronouns. Ah, and adjectives. Udes, udemia, udin, and medes, medemia, maiden. Both of them meaning not anyone, not one of these, right? Medes, right? Udes, not one of these, right? There's nothing, right? Look at the examples. Uk, apacen. Well, actually, go to the bottom of this one. Look at this example right here. This is a perfect. Uluthesetai, udemia polis, upote udini tropoi. How many negatives do we have here? We got one at the beginning. Okay. To negativize the verb. Then we got one here, negative. Here's our adjective describing our polis, right? It's no one or none, no polis, no city. So our verb is being negativized, our city is being negativized, and then this dative of expressing how it's going to be done, this dative of manner here. What is it doing? Upote, it's got not only its own negative, udini tropoi, but it's got another negative just to indicate it's not ever going to happen, right? It's never going to be this way.
Never ever.
3, 4.
Never. There's like 4 in there.
Yeah, you've got 4 negatives. So you've heard of the double negative, and in English we're always saying, "Oh, don't use a double negative." The Greeks use the double negative all the time, but here they're using a quadruple negative, right?
Quad neg.
Yeah. No city, udemia polis, upote uluthesetai. No city will ever not be freed, right? Those are all just negatives, just piling on. No city will ever be freed. Udini tropoi. In no way, right? Which we have to translate back into English as in any way, right? No city will not be freed ever in no way. Yeah.
That's how it feels translating every exercise.
Yeah, that's what it feels like. Right. Now they notice. Now look at the bottom. Just in case you thought you understood that those multiple negatives just add up to one negative in English, but a compound negative followed by a simple negative produces a positive. Oh shit! You're kidding me. Udes uk effugen. Nobody. There's your subject. Nobody. Effugen. Fled. Uk. Nobody did not flee, is what that says. Nobody did not flee, but we wouldn't say that in English. That's a double negative. We switched that, right? So everyone fled. No one didn't flee. You're kidding. So it switches? Yeah. Yeah, that double negative, right? Turns into positive. Not nobody fled becomes everyone fled. Damn it. Sometimes it's like that. Now, unattainable wish. Oh, God.
Unattainable.
God. You just have a wish that's unattainable. Can we just go see him? Right? Here's the regular one with the optative, right? Paul Simon, right? If only we may bring an end to the enemy. And if only we stopped, may we stop the enemy. Watch what happens when you switch it into the indicative, right? Agar epaumen. Would that, or if only we were stopping the enemy. If only we were stopping the enemy, but we're not, right?
Mm,
Right? It's something that's not going to happen. It's an unattainable wish.
okay. But it's formulated just like a normal wish, kind of.
Yeah, right,
But
right.
okay.
You're just switching out of the optative is all, and you're making it more concrete by using an indicative. Look at that
Mm,
bottom one. Would that, if only, hopolemioi, if only the enemy, may any case son, right,
oh.
had not been victorious, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh God. And right, but you're just still taking advantage of the tense of ed case.
Yeah.
That's all. That's all you're doing. Oh God. In a negative wish in the past. Right? Oh God.
Yeah.
Beautiful. All right. Now let's go. That's it for 17. I just want to ask you cognitively, that's a lot, but did you understand?
Yeah, I think I understood all of it.
Good, good. So see, it's not like, okay, you happen to be advanced, but okay, let's just, all right, fine. Let's leave it at that. Go now to unit 18. And I'm not going to go one page at a time. I want to bird's eye view. This is the 15 to 17 exam. Just jump to unit 18.
Okay.
Number one, we're going to get the verb hiemi. Notice there's a rough breathing on it, right? Hiemi.
Yeah.
This is yakio in Latin. If you've ever had yakio, to hurl or to throw or just to send something. And it's
Okay.
going to be joined. This little verb hiemi is going to be joined with a whole bunch of prefixes. That's all. Here are its forms, hiemi, and then something with heso, heka. Oh God, are you kidding? It doesn't even have, it really doesn't. Does it stand on its own? It does, but you're going to see it in compound form way more often,
Mm,
right?
okay.
I hurl, hiemi, right?
Yeah.
You do, hies, he, she, it does, hiesi, him and hieta, hiasi. Okay, they don't look a lot different from the amy forms, right? Okay, we got the little me in the beginning. Look, we got a little me verb thing going on here, right? Okay, good. Good, good, good. It's not a big deal. Not a big deal. Here's the participles. Here's the present and imperfect for the middle passive. Look at the main soto methostato endings. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
my sai tai methostaton tai endings. They're all there.
Yeah.
Nothing new for you to learn. Got the aorist. Oh God, we're gonna be joining it. Watch what happens. Just keep going. They're going to give us the vocabulary because you're going to have to see he, Amy in practice. That's all. They're
Okay.
going to give us an indefinite relative pronoun. An indefinite relative pronoun. What is that? I don't even know what that is. Just look at the example they give in bold. Hostis, hatis, hoti. Whoever.
Whoever.
Yeah, it's indefinite. That's where that's where the indefinite nature of it is coming. Whoever who would be an individual we know,
Mm,
but
yep.
whoever or whatever is something that is indefinite. And they tell you it serves also
Okay.
as the indirect interrogative pronoun, right? Who or what? Who or what? Oh God. Okay, so how am I going to know? Here are the forms: hostis, hatis, hoti. Right? Look at his
Mm-hmm.
genitive, hutinos. That's pretty straightforward, right?
Yeah.
It is a relative, right? It's a relative pronoun. I want you
Yeah.
to notice that.
Connected with the
hmm
teeth.
hmm So it's going to have the same ending. Look, it's just a combination of that interrogative tis, right? Or that indefinite
Yeah.
tis with that relative pronoun, hostis,
Mm-hmm.
hutinos. But both of them are changing their forms, right? Both of
Yeah.
them are combining
Yeah.
here, right? Okay, so it'll take you a while to get used to it to say, oh, Both front and back are changing its forms, right? Like when you see hauntenon in the genitive plural. Why are you kidding me? It's completely declined, right? Its whole thing is declined. Okay. Forget the accents. Let's just see how to use it. How to use it. The following sentences will illustrate. Okay, thank you. Hostis, whoever, oye caca, whoever does bad things, pesetai, will endure caca, bad things. Whoever does bad things. Look, there's nothing difficult about the grammar. We're just translating it straight up with those indicatives, poie and pesetai, straight up. We're just translating hostis as whoever. And notice that hostis is in the nominative. It's got to be because it's the subject. Whoever does evil things will suffer evil.
Yeah. That's
Yeah. Yeah. Now, look at some of the another use of it below. Hostis on kakapoye. Right. Whoever. Now they translate it does evil things. I want you to keep in your mind whoever is the type of person to do evil things, right? Notice it's got an on. Why?
well, it's like a potential.
Yeah, exactly. Right? It's giving you the idea that this is not in the indicative. That's all. This is not indicative. It's not whoever does. Right? It's the type of person. It's not right now that we're looking them, but it's the type of persons, right, that we're talking about. Oh, hostis an kakos, whoever would be evil, right? Kakapoye does evil things. So you can see you can kick it into this world, this indefinite world.
Mm.
Direct and indirect interrogatives. This chart is helpful. Tis, ti, who, what. These are all your questions on the left side. Poios, what kind? They say of what sort, but yeah, poios, what kind is it, right? Posos, how much of it do you have? Poteros, which of these two are you talking about? For all of those, you can have an indefinite. So your tis goes to hostis. Who is tis? Hostis, whoever. Poios, what kind is it? Hopoios, it's of some kind, right? Posos, how many? Well, hopos, it can be however many. Poteros, which of the two? Hopoteros, whichever of the two. So, okay, good. Good. And then we get indefinite adverbs. Now we're going to get adverbs. Another chart. Again, Maddalena, as you're reading Greek, do you have to translate all of these interrogatives? You're going to forget. What the hell was pothen? And what are you going to do? You're just going to do like this. You're not going to go back to your grammar and say, wait a minute, this is one of those interrogatives or something. No, you're just going to do this. Pothen, you're going to look it up.
Yeah.
Boom.
And
Boom. You're going to click on it and you're going to see interrogative adverb. And you're going to remember, oh, yeah, it's an interrogative adverb and it means from what place? You know, whence they say, I hate that. That's old English. Whence.
Yeah.
And then look at the bottom, number 2. Right? You can have it from some place or other. From some place or other. Oh, God, right? And it's Ionian. Now, this is what's going to kill you. You're going to see this word someday as Colthan, and you're going to try to look it up, and you're going to be like, what the hell? And then you're going to be reminded, oh, wait a minute, it's just Pothen. It's just Pothen. Why do the Ionians change the P to a kappa?
To not confuse it from, I don't know.
I don't know. Is it maybe? Maybe? I don't know. I don't know. And if you click on Kothan, by the way, it's going to bring you back because there really isn't the word. That's just a dialectical variation. So if you don't know how to look this thing up, oh God, it's going to confuse you if you're reading an Ionian work, right? But don't worry, don't worry. Okay, let me go back to the okay. Here's your direct interrogatives, your indefinite relatives, more. Then you get indirect question. We've had indirect statement. Now we've got indirect question. Just look at the examples. He asks, this is a direct quote. This isn't indirect. What are they doing? That's direct quote. If you
Mhm.
want to say he asks and then put it into indirect statement, right? Here it's question.
Yeah.
He asks what they are doing. He asks what they are doing. So instead of that here, you're going to say use what as an interrogative. Just give me some examples. Look, give me some examples. Direct and indirect questions, right?
I see.
A, right?
Yeah.
A is your verb to be.
Mm-hmm.
You are. Tis is just asking. Who? Who are you? Just a question. Who are you? Right? Now
Yeah.
here's an indirect form. Erotai, he asks hostis A. He
Mm.
asks who you are. Now it's a question, right? But it's not a question. In these indirect questions, we're not going to put a question mark after it because it's reported indirectly. He asks who you are. Do you
Yeah.
see how that works?
Uh-huh.
Good. Okay, it's straightforward. Which one did this, right? Poteros. Which one of the two, right? Tuto e poiesin. Who did this? And by the way, that tuto, it's got its omicron elided at the end of it. Notice that at the beginning,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
right? You're gonna have to start recognizing that is tuto, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not
Yeah.
tutai or something, right? Okay. We asked erotesamen,
Yeah.
poteros. Which one of the two poiesein? Poiesein did this. Look at that.
Yeah.
We kicked it. It
Or
poiesin. We kicked it into that aorist, and what happened to it? Right? Kicked it into the past. We're following the tense, just like we do it with the indirect statement. Is
mm.
Euripides smart? Euripides sophos esti? Right? You could translate that, no problem. How do you turn that into its indirect? Erotacita. They're trying to get fancy on us. You will ask. If Euripides esti sophos. Now that a there is not the true a of the conditional. All right. That's why they put if in parentheses. So you have
Mm.
to realize when you look up a, oh, I promised you we would do this. We're going to look up a, but we'll also look up Hoss. Look at this. When you look up
Okay.
Hoss, look at what happens just on the main search page. Look at you get Hoss, 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 Hoss. How many times? One, two, three,
Mhm.
four, five, six, seven.
Max.
Look at all the meanings. Look at all the meanings it means on the right, right? Click on it. Watch what happens. How many different ways have we seen Hoss? Well, they're going to summarize them. You can see it as an adverb of manner. You can see it as a conjunction. Here's its adverb of manner laid out for your Hoss demonstratively equals hutos, which is in this way or so or thus, right? Thus did they do it. Hoss did they do it. Here's a Kaihos. What happens when you put a Kai with it? Even
Even
so.
nevertheless. Yeah.
Yeah. Look, the Kai becomes adverbial Kai.
Yeah. Oh.
Not and so, but
Mhm.
even so. Instead of the conjunction, it becomes that's the kind of stuff that you notice as you've been reading for a while. You're like, oh, look, it's switching to its adverbial form because it's more comfortable, right? In comparisons, right? When you're giving an example, you can use it. You can use it as relative. Hoss, as Homer does, right? Properly, it's relative, right? And then they give you an example. You can use it with similes, like or as. Hos,
Mm.
hutos, right? Just as
Yeah.
this guy, right? In a sense, according as, and right? Now, look, we just looked at comparatives. And they tell you after comparative, with, compared with something.
Mm.
Adverbial clauses parenthetically, you can use it. Look at what they give you in Greek. Hos eoike. as it seems. That's a qualifying clause, right? This is parenthetically, as it seems. This little expression here, it's like outside of the main thought. You can use it, right? Look what happens. You can get anakaluthan. Anakaluthan. Does anybody know what that is? Do any of the voices know what anakaluthan is?
Nope, not at all.
Ana is through. Kolu is from koluo to hinder. So maybe something that, oh, a door banged shut. There you go.
A sentence or a construction in which the expected grammatical sequence is absent. Okay. For example, while in the garden, the door banged shut. Yeah. Okay. So Hoss can introduce this. It's an oddity in the grammatical construction. It's just like, okay, we're going to change our normal appearance, but it's going to have the same structure. Seriously? Seriously. Where's the rest of Hoss? I want to bring us the rest of Hoss because I want you to see. I want you to see it, just how it goes on. Look, with adverbs, you can use it in these different ways. They're not naming them, right? But with a positive degree, hos alethos, right? As truly, thus truly, right?
Mm.
With adverbs expressing anything extraordinary. Thalmastos, that which is most amazingly done. Right? Thalmastos. It's just ordinary, right? Anything beyond what is ordinary. Thalmastos. Very, thalma is like a sight. It's like it's almost like a miracle, but it's like something that is, you know, that you're encountering that is causing you to be, oh, I'm in awe,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, this is a type we just learned, right? With the superlative, it means as much as can be or as much as possible.
Yeah.
Now look how far down the page that is. That's down. Where? Wait, what? Well, what about all these other forms? Did we learn them? Did we learn the host with a conjunction? Did we learn the final clauses, the purpose clauses? Look, they're all in there.
Mm.
To express consequence. Oh God, it keeps going. Look, you can use host in independent sentences. You
Yeah.
can just use host as an exclamation. How something. How here they have how silly. Hos anoon. Look at hos anoon.
Mm. Mhm.
How without mind. Noon is mind, right? So
Yeah.
anon, how without mind. What is this? It's just like it's an exclamation, you know? Oh, your heart is full of stupidity, right? How stupid is your heart? Oh God. Here's a good one. How charming, right? Hos
Mhm.
asteos. Oh God, can we finally see a nice word? This guy is about the town, right? Because an ostus is a city, dude. What is somebody who is
Oh,
cittily? They're
that's
town bred. Seriously? And that equals polite. And it's the opposite of agroikos, right? The ager is that which is wild, right?
mm.
Agroikos. You're a rube. You're a hillbilly, agroikos. You're not asteos. You're not of the city.
Oh,
You-
unrefined.
yeah. Unrefined, right? Exactly. Don't be unrefined. Be of the city. Be elegant. Look, they put witty there too. I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure. I don't know.
Witty.
Just thinking
Mm.
about how I've seen it and how
Clever.
Mm. Here it's used ironically,
Mm.
right? With kerdos being a thing and that being a charming piece of luck, asteos kerdos, a pretty piece of luck. That's irony.
Mm.
If I describe your appearance with this word for citified, it means pretty or graceful, right? Notice they also put handsome down here. And right next to it is the Septuagint. So, dude, if you're not doing this classical work, you're not, believe me, you're not qualified to
Mhm.
study that
Yeah,
for.
for sure.
Yeah. You can have blood that's of the city.
Yeah.
Yeah. Blood, hellebore, which is a drug, a plant, and oinos, wine. You can have these things that are of the city, the astu. You can have that as a type of, as an expression. Like you can describe your blood or your hellebore, your wine, as being of the city. It doesn't mean it's coming from the city. It means it's of a refined nature.
It's bougie.
Bougie. Is that what bougie is?
Yeah,
Okay.
pretty much.
Oh my God. You just showed how old I am. Bougie. How do you spell that? Bougie.
I don't know. Yeah, in French, yeah.
Someone or something that is pretentious, upper middle class. Yeah, I can see. I can see it's from bourgeois. I can see that's yeah, exactly. Bougie. I like that. It's not you're not from the countryside. You're one of those upper crusty assholes who is from the city and does things with refined tastes and whatnot. I guess nothing changes, huh?
No.
Is it a matter of why are we doing this? Is it a matter of, I mean, are you really in antiquity looking at the city versus the agrarian countryside where the farmers all are, right? Are you really looking at it as the difference between what is delicate or charming and what is rude? If I leave you with that impression, it's gonna make things too simple because the same people, see, after reading all these texts,
Yeah.
right, you can see the difference between the countrified and the city folk,
Yeah.
right? But the problem is most of the people in antiquity are farmers. Most of them, the overwhelming majority of these populations of these Greek speaking cities, they're all farmers and they're using the city, but they still have not estates, but they still have either small farming operations or big ones. So it's really, I don't know, it's really to make you think that it's that simple as between hillbilly and, urban person, urban dweller or something. It's a little bit. You form the opinion as you're reading. That's what you need to do. Is you're reading, you figure out from all the Greek texts that you've seen. And Maddalena, this is something you're going to encounter because okay, we're going to get you to the end of this intensive course. We're going to fill you with all of these possibilities for these different types of nouns and all this stuff we're going to dump into your brain these last few units just to let you know that these things are out there. And we're going to practice the exercises just to let you know that if you stick to the reason, you can translate and you can get this done. But
Yeah.
having said all of that, what you're going to do after this intensive course is you're going to go on to reading. You're going to go on to jumping into the actual reading with your Greek Smythe, with your Greek grammar from Smythe, just in case you got to look something up and figure out a very complex form or something. You're going to go on to read. And as you're reading, you're going to develop a sense, right? The difference between the countryside and the city is not cut and dry. Some places it's going to mean this, some places it's going to be that, right?
Yeah.
So experience is important. That's all I'm trying to say.
Okay.
Experience is important. Okay, it's 9:40. I want to go back to I want to screen share again, and I want to go back because I want to ask you now to tell me. Okay, go to unit. Notice, notice on page 530, and I think this goes, yeah, to 531. Is it two? Yeah, it's only 2 pages.
Yeah.
Notice at the end of this thing, these two, I hate that they did it on here, let me get the regular book. Just go to page 530. This is boom. See, I don't think I'm going to be able to do this unless I'm working with people that are assimilating as quickly as you. I think I'm going to have to make a rule that you gotta meet the Maddalena threshold in order to be able to get through a
Well,
full week course.
if you wanna do it in that time frame.
Yeah. Yeah, no, no, no. Like, so look at this, Madeline. If you and I had 10 weeks, okay, you can check out that chart on 535, 31. It's all of your interrogatives, your indefinites, and your demonstratives, and your relatives, all laid out for you. It's a very nice chart. Enjoy. If you're going to get into that, maybe let me make sure that we got, yep, good. Okay, look, all of this material. Let me stop sharing. All of this material now, we're approaching the last couple of units. You just had an exam on after 17. That was 18. You just had an exam after 17.
Mhm.
So you should be able to translate that exam just like it's an exercise, right? We've built you up to the point that you can go to any part of this book, look at the exercises, and go ahead and translate them. If you don't know the material, you can look in the chapter and say, oh, wait a minute, this is indirect questions and this is how it's used. That's what I was doing with you today when I said, you teach me. And then what kind of construction is this? Let's go back in the book and look at it. So,
Yeah.
look, you don't need any more instruction on how to learn Greek. You have the basic operating system there. Now you're going to have to refine it.
Yeah.
You're going to have to refine it. You're going to have to add more constructions. Oh, this is new. You're going to have to exercise it. Like you were
Yeah.
just given a whole bunch of me verbs.
Mhm.
Didomi, histemi, and tithemi. Those three verbs, I guarantee you, 25%. If you go right now and read a text, 25% of your time is going to be dealing with odd forms like those.
Yeah.
And getting them down and saying, oh shit, I got to go back and I got to review my optatives, my future optatives. Oh shit, what do those look like again? 25% of what you're going to do is that. Another 25% of what you're doing is looking up words, right?
Yeah.
At least a quarter of your time translating, at least, if not more, half, looking up words.
Yeah.
Okay. So realize that you have experienced the proper operation of the basic ancient Greek operating system. But this is only the basics of your training.
Yeah.
Now you need to go on and you need to use a text and a translation and a grammar and a lexicon.
Yeah.
And you need to start educating your own system. Like, I don't know how to describe it. It's like adding supplements, or you know how my son is a video game fanatic, right? He's really good. And he's always getting extensions or, updates to add to the game to be able to expand it, and to do new missions or whatever. So this is the same thing with the Greek. There are all sorts of add-ons that you can have now. all of them will function within the universe of your basic operating system that you are laying down. Notice I say you're not done when you're at unit 20. You have
Yeah.
just laid down the basics. Basically, what it is you have learned the ability to assimilate the material.
Yeah.
Now I'm telling you, there's more material out there.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
little
There's
nodules
so
of it all.
much.
There's all sorts of little weird ass constructions. There are things that you're going to see in different dialects. You and I
Mhm.
haven't, none of the quotes that they're going to have at the end of the chapters, at the end of the units, none of these are going to be in Dorian.
Right.
You and I haven't looked at Dorian. You're going to look at Dorian. If I say tomorrow, I want you to show up and I want you to read the first
Mhm.
5 lines of Pindar's Fourth Pythian Ode, you're going to find it's going to look like Chinese to you. You're going to say,
Yeah.
you're going to say, God damn it, I have been doing this. 20 units we're going to get through, and this Pindar looks to me like it's a totally foreign language. You know,
Yeah.
yes, that's the trick. You're going to have to do that with Homer. You're going to have to do that with the Dorian, the Ionian. But you had to start somewhere. You had to start with the Attic. We started you with the most pure. From the Attic, you can derive all of that stuff.
Yeah.
But you're going to
Oh.
have to set up your operating system
Mhm.
before you can add those nodules. Most people, or those modules, not nodules. Nodules are where you get if you're sick, right? Modules. If you add those modules, you will augment your power so that when you're sitting there translating with me right now, you've had the basics of Attic. So if
Mhm.
you spend the next 2 months reading Attic Greek, you'll be very comfortable. You'll be in a good place. Like what I would recommend for you right now, after we finish the 20 units, if I were you, I would go out and I would purchase or I would steal off the internet Apollodorus, his
Mhm.
library.
Okay.
I would steal it and I would read the whole goddamn thing. Okay. I would read it
Okay.
all. After 3, 4, 5 days of just reading 10, 15 lines, you're going to notice that your pace quickens because you're only working one author. And the funny trick is that we don't know, but it's a reality. It's not intuitive, but it's a reality. Any
Okay.
author you work with is going to have a limit to their own vocabulary, right? It's just
Yeah.
what they are more used to using.
Mhm.
So you will learn those limits very quickly and you will start to gain that person's vocabulary. And
Okay.
you'll be reading the last third of it at twice the speed that you read the first 2/3, right? You'll be reading it way faster because you'll be used to this person's vocabulary. So what
That's
I would recommend is right after we finish, that you get Apollodorus's library.
okay.
If you stop for one day, you will lose ground.
Mhm.
This is
I know.
a phenomenon of ancient Greek. If I go after 35 years plus, if I stop for one day, I lose ground. If
Mhm.
Scarborough stopped for one day, he lost ground. It's a phenomenon. You're going to have to exercise your Greek constantly, but not like the way that we have done it, because that will
Yeah.
kill you. Nobody will do that, right? You have to read things that you find interesting. Read the library.
Yeah.
Skip over boring parts. Jump to parts that are exciting. Read those exciting parts. If you can keep yourself happy while
Mhm.
you're exercising, you'll exercise more.
Awesome.
And it'll get to a point where it is like me, where now it's an obsession, right? This morning, let me give you an example. This morning, I'm just trying to give you the big picture as we approach the end of the text. This morning, I was reading I'm doing my Satan searches, right? I'm doing all the TLG on Satan. And not only am I doing Satan, but I'm doing compound searches for terms that are associated with Satan. And as I'm finding these texts, I found, as I'm looking through these texts, I found a whole new one that nobody's translated. There's no fucking, I didn't even look, but I guarantee you there's no translation of this thing. Well, having said that, there may be. But what do I do? As I see that, oh crap, this is a new work. Okay. I read the first couple lines of it and I'm like, oh God, it is Koine out the butt. Right. So I put on my Koine hat and I told Chewy, I was like, watch this. Right. I'm going to watch. So what do? I competitively see how fast I can read it. Right. See how fast I can get it. And
Mhm.
you're going to do this. It's going to be a compulsion because the more you learn of the Greek,
Mhm.
the more appreciation you will have for it, and the more you'll look back on yourself and say, "Oh
Yeah.
my God, I thought I knew so much, and now there's this, and it'll blow your world." It's something about ancient Greek that'll it's an unending pool of gorgeous resources that are there
Mhm.
for you. It's just I can't explain it. It's just gorgeous. It's just absolutely gorgeous. For uh for 18,
Uh-huh.
the end of 18, boom. And now, if you were at university, I would have a reading class and I would enroll you in the reading class, and we could read all of the library together, all of Apollodorus's library together. I would love that. And
Mhm.
that would be gorgeous. And we would start off, and you'd be reading 20 lines, 10 to 20 lines a class. And by the end of the class, you'd be reading 100, right?
Yeah.
And that's where we need to get. So you really continue. Go to page go to page 538. We have some Aristophanes from the Knights. Some
Okay.
Aristophanes from the Knights, and that goes all the way to Plato's Gorgias. And they're working up. They're working up to make it. Okay, so I'm going to give you a choice.
Okay.
I'm going to give you a choice. Let me just make sure 17. Uh, for this for the work that I want you to do for tomorrow. Uh, okay. You can choose either Plato, Aristophanes. Oh yeah, these are the orators. That's why I hate the fucking orators. Or there's more Plato's Gorgias on page 510. So I will let you choose for yourself
Okay.
another 6 to 8 exercises from Unit 18.
All right.
That's one thing I want you to do.
Okay.
A few more. And then I want you to choose. I want you to choose. Do you want to do just tell me now, would you rather do Aristophanes or Plato? Those are two totally different ball games. So Aristophanes is the comedian, right?
All
Writing
right.
stuff that we don't understand it because we don't read the Greek. It's not funny to us, right? Because we don't
Uh-huh.
read the Greek. So you'll have access to that. Maybe it'll be funny. Or we can do some of Plato's Gorgias, and I will sit there and hold my breath while we do it. But it's good Greek, and you need to learn it. And he'll use some duels, some good Attic duels, and that'll be good for you. So you choose Plato or Aristophanes.
Oh, um, makes no difference to me, really. Um, we can do Aristophanes.
You want to do Aristophanes? I'm so glad you chose that. Thank you. You did that just because you knew that I hate Plato. Okay. Plato's good training, but it's I just don't like Plato. Okay, then what we'll read is this first section. So I want you to do 6 to 8 exercises from Unit 18.
Okay.
6 to 8 exercises from Unit 18.
Mhm.
And then just 1, 2, 3, 4, these 5 lines that start on page 538 from Aristophanes' Night. I just want you to focus on that. Okay, let's see. That's
Right.
6 to 8 exercises for you and 5 to 6 lines. Okay, and with the rest of your time
Mhm.
from your tight schedule, I want you to look. Yeah, that's what we do. I want you to go to, see, I'm thinking I have to cut now because it's so fast. I want you to go to, where were those? 18.5, and then hang on, let me figure this out. Here's what I want you to do. Instead of your 6 to 8 from Unit 18, I want you to go to the exam before 18, and I want you to do all of these. On page 516, I want you to do, no, that's the review. Where's the exam, dog?
Wasn't it before? Around 17, right? After 17.
Maybe it was. What page is that on? I just want that exam.
Fine.
It was between 16 and 17, or was it
Page,
after
which, I don't know where it's at.
where are the voices in your head when we need them? Damn it.
I'm looking.
After 18, then. Maybe?
Okay, just go to
Can't
page
find it.
516. Just go to page 516 and look at the review for 15 to 17. And I want you to do number 1. And Maddalena, please, when you're doing these, look at what's in the parentheses because I want you to see all the structures. Okay?
Okay.
Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, and number 5. Numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, I want you to do those looking at the grammar that's underneath them. And when we start, so don't do any exercises from 18. Just do these first 5 on page 516. And when we start, we're going to do it as if it were your exam. Okay? I want you to be able to translate these completely, explaining to me what the structures are, the grammatical structures, explaining it 100% as if it were your exam. Okay? So why are we doing this? It's just extra prepping you to see that you've learned what they need to, you're able to jump over the obstacle you need to jump over. So let me repeat one more time. For tomorrow, we've got the first 5 from the review on page 516, and then we've got Aristophanes, about 5 lines from the Nights.
Okay.
Aristophanes. And hopefully what you'll begin doing is applying your grammatical analysis from the exercise to your grammatical analysis of Aristophanes or the actual Greek text. So tomorrow as we translate, we'll start with these exercises, and then I'll tell you, okay, we're done with those. Now I want you to do Aristophanes. I want you to explain to me the grammar of Aristophanes just like you would from the exercises, okay?
Okay.
Okay. That should be able to trip the getting over the hurdle. Okay. Fantastic. Thank you for being a guinea pig in all of this.
Mm-hmm. Of course. Yeah. My pleasure. It's an honor.
You're welcome to come on tomorrow at the end of the show if you want to. If you don't want to, you don't have to. Okay. So if I'll send you a link, if you come, I will have you say something. If you don't, I will talk about where you are and the fact that you're almost finished. and the fact that you caught me trying to turn a future into an heiress. And that is most embarrassing, but the best students do that, right? That's what you want. You want that kind of initiative. So well done, soldier. Beautiful
Thank you.
job.
Thank you.
Anything else I can do? Any questions for me?
Nope. I'm excited for tomorrow, and I'm working on this stuff. So
Good.
it's been so fun. So much
Good.
fun.
Make sure and read 19 and 20 for the fun of it. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Maddalena, it's a real honor to be able to work with you. I really appreciate it. And I'm really afraid that you're going to kill my curve, and yeah, because you're fast. So, congratulations. If you
Thank
were
you.
my student at university, I would insist. On getting you into every one of the reading courses that we could. And people would say, no, she's taken too many. And I would say, fuck you. She's going to go way beyond where your average student's going to go. So I would push in that direction. Okay. I'll leave you alone. Get some sleep. Good night to all the voices. Thanks, by the way, for all the help tonight. Right? Maybe
Thank
that's
you.
something we
Thank
learned
you.
too, is that you guys can be helpful in that way, backing up, right?
Mhm.
So thanks. Okay. Thank you guys. Have a good night.
Yeah.
Good night. Good night.
See y'all.
You awesome, Maddalena. Woo!
Congrats, Maddie.
Thank you.